What up, peeps? Welcome to the Game Fix. Whether it's your first time or you've been here before, hey girl, hey, stick around for a while. I would love for you to hit the subscribe button and become part of the family. Okay, so first of all, my voice is ratchet, and I'm not really sure why I'm trying to film this video while my voice is ratchet, but this may be the only time that I get to film this video in peace this week, so yeah, you're just gonna have to bear with me. I put out a poll, well, not really a poll, but I put out a question box to my Instagram peeps. If you're not following me on Instagram, you might be missing out. I'm just saying, go on over and hit your girl up at Gabe Flowers. And yeah, so I put out a question box to ask all of the assumptions about me. I have been seeing this tag go around, and some of the people that I follow pose the question, and I've kind of watched their videos, and I was like, y'all know I'm always down for a good YouTube tag, and I haven't done one in so long. So I got tons of assumptions, and I'm gonna try and go through these as quick as possible. I have not looked at these yet, so I'm kind of anxious about what I'm getting ready to read. Oh, rude. So the first one I'm gonna go with is really hilarious. This is from Latoya. She says, if you had the okay to punch people in the face, you would. Dang, girl, you think I'm violent like that? I don't know. Like, I'm a lover, you guys. I'm really not a fighter. I legit don't even know what it's like to be in a fight. I've never been in a fight before. I've never been in a fight before, and I was almost in a couple of them joints, but something would happen. Like, I was almost in a fight in high school, and I just remember being picked up and taken to the other side of the student center because I was about to get it. I had a friend that was pregnant, and I caught myself trying to step in for her because she obviously couldn't fight because she was pregnant, and I was about to go in. Now, that's what I do have. I do have a mouth, but I'm not really sure how much I can back that up because I've never been in a fight. So, yeah, I don't know, but I was ready, honey. And my homeboys legit picked me up and took me to the other side like, no, ma'am, you're not about to do that. So that was one fight that I almost had that didn't happen. And then I was at the club. This was in homecoming, TSU homecoming. Was it the last time I went to homecoming? I have got to go to homecoming this year. It's ridiculous. I was at the club, and I was just trying to order a drink. It was a whole lot. It was pandemonium. Like, everybody was trying to get a drink, and I was just like, excuse me, you know, can I get the drink, blah, blah, blah. She legit picked up the thing on the bar that holds like the napkins and the stir straws and like that big old box, and threw it at my chest. Y'all, I hopped over that bar so quickly, and somebody grabbed me up and was like, no ma'am, we are not doing this. But I don't know what I was getting ready to do. Y'all, Kelly was with me. It was a situation. I was so angry because you will never in your life throw something at me and I am the customer. Like, I'm trying to pay you for drinks here. Like, I'm so confused. You're the bartender. She literally picked it up and threw it at my chest. And I was like, oh no. Y'all, it was a situation. I don't know what I would have done, but I wish somebody would have let me fight that. No, I don't, because that probably would not have ended well for me. But y'all, I was so mad. So I don't know. I don't wish to go around punching people in the face. I don't want no problems. I don't want no violence. But, you know, I might say something crazy to you, but you gotta watch that because you can't just be talking crazy to people these days because you never know what's gonna happen. So I try to keep the peace. All of that to say, no, I'm not trying to punch somebody in the face. Lisa Sanchez, she asked, what's up, girl? Not that I believe, but some would assume you're stuck up because you're on YouTube. You know, this is a really, really good question, and I feel like people do think that I am stuck up or that I'm full of myself because here's the thing. I'm sitting here talking to a camera, and for whatever reason, that makes some people feel some type of a way. Like, I'm just a YouTuber. Like, I literally am a person that decided to pick up a camera and talk to it. Like, I'm no different from anybody else, but I get this assumption so much because, oh, if you filming yourself all day, you gotta be full of yourself or you gotta be stuck up, because who does that? Millions of people do that. You watch YouTube, right? Like, You saw me because you came on YouTube and started watching me. So you know that that's something that people are interested in. But I think it's a huge misconception that YouTubers are stuck up and full of themselves. A lot of times we just like talking to the camera. Like, we legit are sitting in a chair talking to the camera. There's nobody on the other side of this. That to me is a little awkward within itself. So if anything, I would think that YouTubers were, a little socially awkward versus being full of themselves. Am I proud of the accomplishments that I've made and the things that have happened since me being on YouTube? Absolutely. Do I call myself a celebrity? Absolutely not. So, like, I am not a celebrity. I am not any of that. You know what I'm saying? Like, I have friends that are like, she's a YouTube celebrity. And I'm like, I'm just a YouTuber. I'm not a celebrity at all. I'm a YouTuber that has had some awesome opportunities. And that's what it is. Babe will call me while I'm in the middle of filming. I am quiet, and I think that sometimes that can be interpreted as me being like stuck up or standoffish or something, but I am just like a quiet person when I'm around like strangers. Nervous student asked, and this was a very common question. Kelly even asked this about, you want more kids, was the assumption. Here was another assumption. You will give Siege and Ray another sibling. I assume you want more kids, from Official Natasha. JL Jolly 20, you want more kids. Sam, you want another child. Like, I have so many assumptions about this, which is so crazy because I've talked about this openly on this channel, and like, we would like to think that we're done having kids. And I say we would like to think because I do feel like God always has another plan, or he has the plan. We just haven't decided if we're going to take like permanent measures to make sure that we're done. We're kind of in that limbo stage. Cheers Summer says, you like to have control over every situation in your life. It's hard for you to trust God when things aren't going as planned. That's a really good assumption, and honestly, it is still really hard to relinquish that control. And like, I'm the type of person that wants to do all that I can, everything that I can, and sometimes God wants you to be still. So that is a little issue for me sometimes, like not hearing when it's time for me to be still versus like when I feel like, okay, well, I should be doing this to get this result, or whatever it is. So it is a tricky situation for me because I do like having control. I like to, kind of be in control of what's happening or what's going on in my life. So it's difficult to just like relinquish that. Totally torrified. Every photo of you is of you smiling. So I assume you're always in a positive mood. Girl, that cannot be further from the truth. Like, I am a very positive person, but I am a moody person. So I do have moments where I don't want to be bothered, or I have a slight attitude, or I'm just not feeling it and I'm down on myself or whatever. I have those moments all the time. The difference is that I don't put them out there. Like, how many people, when you think about it, like how many people are posting pictures of them frowning on on Instagram? Like, how many people are posting pictures of them crying on Instagram? So you kind of have to think about, like, it's just a highlight reel of all of the happy times, the positive times. Like, I'm not saying that I'm like a sad person off camera and then super happy on camera, but I mean, I do have regular emotions and feelings, and I let them get the best of me sometimes, and sometimes I'm just not feeling it. And those days are the days that I don't pick up and talk to y'all on Instagram, or I don't, take a picture of when I'm feeling down and post it on Instagram, just because I want to use my platform to uplift and encourage and inspire and to promote positivity. Like, that is, at the end of the day, positivity is like at the top of the list of the things that I want to display, because I feel like you can get negativity everywhere else. Created Synergy says, I assumed you were a personal trainer. If not, are you pursuing certification? I am not a personal trainer, and I am pursuing fitness nutrition certification, which is based more on nutrition, not necessarily like the weights and, you know, the exercises and things like that. Now, I do have a couple of courses that I have picked up as well. So when I started the nutrition certification, I also started with like personal training courses, but it's not for a personal training certification, if that makes sense. So it kind of gives you like the basics of like working out, but I wanted to focus more on nutrition because what I've, you know, learned throughout my whole journey of weight loss and fitness, which I'm still on that journey, it's like never ending, but nutrition is king when it comes to that. Like I can, you know what I'm saying, like putting a workout together and knowing what targets what, like that's information that I know from, you know, just years of being on this journey. And you know, so I did buy like the supplemental courses for that as well, but it's not like a personal trainer thing. Like I'm more concerned in being certified in nutrition because that's where you're going to see most of your results, is through what you're eating. So that's why I decided to do that. Now once I finish with the fitness, I may decide that I want to pursue the personal training certification, but for right now I'm more focused on nutrition. So, official Natasha Mack says, I assume you're insecure about your weight, even though you are beautiful. Thank you so much. And yes, weight has been an insecurity of mine since I was young. Like I've never been a small person, like never. I've never had a flat stomach. I've never had small thighs or slim thighs. Like I've never been a slim person. So weight has been a struggle of mine my entire life, and it has been a really big insecurity of mine throughout the years. Like, you know, sometimes more than others. Like right now, I feel really good about my body. I feel really good about the progress that I've made, losing the baby weight, and you know, I'm making progress. I still have my days where I step on the scale and I'm pissed off all day because it's not saying what I wanted to say, but I'm in a much better place with my weight now and just being comfortable with it. But absolutely, it's an insecure spot for me. My arms are a lot bigger than what they used to be. I got some flab. I still don't have a flat stomach. I still have love handles. I have a mommy pooch. So yes, it is definitely an insecurity of mine, but I pushed through that insecurity, and you know, it just comes down to like loving myself. Like this is me, this is who I am. This body has given me 2 kids, and you know what I'm saying, and I'm treating it the best that I know how. So yeah, like, but that's a good assumption. Miss Alicia B says, you look like you don't play. Don't take no mess, but really nice. And that is absolutely correct. I'm telling y'all, I'm not the one. Now, I sometimes will avoid conflict and I just won't say anything, but when I feel like passionately about something, like I'm gonna say something about it. You will know. LP John 94, you're not as into PDA as Chad is. Y'all, this man is a lover of PDA. Like he does not care where we are, who's around. Like he is a very, very expressive, and I am like the complete opposite when it comes to like PDA and stuff like that. Like he will tell the world, he'll say anything, he'll do anything, it's whatever, and I just get really like shy about it. So, which is weird because I'm not sure that I've always been like that. I don't really remember. But yeah, I'm not really huge into like PDA, public displays of affection, and it's very evident if you watch our vlogs, and a lot of people take that to mean that I don't love him or I never show him any affection or anything, but you just don't see it on camera. It's clearly happening. You just don't see it. I don't know how to say your name. DZ something. You know your name, but I cannot pronounce this. She says, I think you're very genuine and don't do things for the camera. And you would be absolutely right. Like, I'm not the one to be putting on for anything. Like, that is one thing that always bothered me, because when I, you know, like if I see things about me or people leave comments and they just feel like I'm fronting for the camera or trying to be somebody that I'm not. When you meet me in real life, you will see that I am the exact same as I am on camera. Like, Find me one person that has met me and said, oh, you different off camera than you are on camera, and you won't be able to find one. If you can find one, let me know. But I am legit, like, what you see is what you get. I don't act for the camera. I'm not making up scenarios. Like, I am just living my life and capturing it along the way. So, great assumption. You're right. Pleasantly introverted. She says, you don't like to show your emotions or wear your heart on your sleeve. Girl, you picked my card right there. I am the worst at showing emotion, and that kind of goes with the PDF thing, but like I'm very like even. So like my mom always says this, she's like, she has to pull teeth to know what's wrong, or I have to be like crying for her to know something is wrong, because otherwise she wouldn't really know how I'm feeling, because I'm not very expressive when it comes to how I'm feeling. Like it takes Chad a lot to pull it out of me, and like he knows me well now that I don't even have to say anything. He can just go off of my mood and he knows what I feel like. But yeah, I am the worst. Like it is rare for you to be able to like see how I'm doing. Now, I'm not really able to hide things on my face. So if I'm irritated or pissed off, you'll be able to tell that by my face. But I like to, keep that to myself. Like I'm never going to just be out here telling you that I'm upset or sad, or I just might have a mood, and then you'd be like, what you got an attitude for? But yeah, I totally don't show my emotions at all. And I think a lot of that stemmed from being bullied as a kid. Like I was teased all throughout school because everything that could have been wrong with me was wrong. I was overweight, I had a huge gap, I had a jerry curl, I wore glasses. Everything that could be picked on was picked on, and I think that I just developed a really hard exterior, as in like a really good poker face. So because I'm super duper sensitive, like uber sensitive, my feelings get hurt very easily. I'm getting better at that, but they do get hurt easily. So yeah, I think that a coping mechanism for me was to just develop this poker face. Like you don't know that you tearing me up on the inside, like you don't know how I'm feeling, like I'm not gonna let you see that. I think that that's really where it stemmed from. But yeah, I just went with it. I'm not out here with my heart on my sleeve. Like we ain't doing that. Y'all, I should have made me some tea. I am so sorry that my voice sounds like this. If this is your first time watching me, I don't normally sound like this. My bad. Okay, my Instagram timer went up, but I needed to see these questions. Felicia WTK said, you will cuss someone out if they are out of line, even though the channel is clean cut. My cussing out days are so over. Like, I'm not out here cussing nobody out. And I'm not really sure that I cussed a whole lot of folks out. But I will get with you. Like, I don't have to cuss to get with you, but I will tell you about yourself if I have to, in the nicest way possible. But yeah, we don't curse on the channel. It's just something we don't do. We like to keep things family friendly and positive. And not saying that I don't curse. I cuss a little. I've gotten way better. I used to have a potty mouth, and it started from a young age, like 3rd grade. I remember cussing because my best friend at the time, that's all she did. Like she cursed, and she was just a really bad influence, and I started cursing, and it just went from there. Like I used to have a horrible mouth, and I don't, like, as I've gotten older, and it's gone away more so. And ain't nobody got time to be like turning it on and turning it off for the camera. Like I'm filming myself like 85% of the time, so a lot of times it just doesn't come out anymore because I've gotten so used to like not doing it on camera that it has translated into like being off camera as well. So I definitely don't curse as much as I used to, but I mean it still comes out. XOXO Ashley says that you're really bossy and rude, but after watching more of your videos, I can tell you're a really nice person. Well, thank you so much. I am not rude at all. That is one thing I cannot stand, is a rude person. So I am the furthest from rude, and I'm not bossy either. I don't think that I'm bossy. I like things to be a specific way. But I don't think that I'm out here bossy. That's interesting. I'm gonna have to ask Babe if he thinks that I'm bossy. I don't think that I'm bossy. I just like things to be a particular way. What do y'all think? Does that sound like I'm bossy? I'm not like out here telling folks that you need to do this and you need to do that. That's what I think of when I think of bossy. Like, always got something to say, or no, that's not how I wanted it. No, that's not right. Like, that's not me. But I am very particular on how I like things done. That's an interesting question. These questions will make you think about yourself. Like, am I bossy? I'm gonna ask my mom if she thinks I'm bossy. Ooh, this is a good one. D Bago 16 says that you don't love your natural curl pattern and still think hair like Kelly and those types are nicer. So if you don't know what I'm talking about, Kelly is my best friend. She has like a looser curl pattern than I do. I would say like a 3B. I guess if you're into like hair typing. That is a really good question. I love my natural hair. And this is an assumption that I get a lot too because I wear a lot of different styles. I wear a lot of wigs. I wear, you know, a lot of extensions. I do twist outs. Like, I'm not out here wearing wash and goes because I don't really have that much of a curl pattern. Like, I've done 2 wash and goes and they've been cute, but it's just not my thing. But that doesn't mean that I don't like my curl pattern, if that makes sense. Like, do I wish that it was a little bit more manageable and that it wasn't as, you know, hard to get like a wash and go style? That would be nice. But I love my twist outs, and my twist outs would not look like what they look like if my natural curl pattern was something different than what it was. So, you know what I'm saying? Like, I hope that that makes sense. Like, I love my hair in all of its glory. It is what it is. Now, I would be lying if I didn't say that I thought my hair was gonna look like Taryn Guy when I went natural. I was watching all these people going natural, and I was like, ooh, that's what my hair is supposed to do without a perm. It's gonna be big and curly, and I was in for a rude awakening because it did not look like that at all. But I embraced it. Like, I fully embraced my hair, and I found the style that works the best with it. Like, I'm not out here trying to create these curls with all of these wash and goes. Like, I know how to create a pattern in my hair. That's why the twist out is my signature. Like, that is my style. So no, I don't hate my curl pattern, and I don't feel like Kelly has nicer hair than me. She just has a different curl pattern than me. Like, I'm not caught up in all of that. Oh, you got good hair. Like, if it's coming out your head, it's good. Like, if you got hair, it's good. You just got to learn how to work with it. Like, however you want to work with it. Find the style that works best for you and rock it. Like, does Kelly have pretty hair? Absolutely. But I'm not saying that her hair is prettier than mine. It's just a different texture. It looks differently. Some styles she can rock that I can't, and some styles I can rock that she can't. Like, that, I mean, that's life. Like, I feel like a lot of people assume that you don't like your hair because you ain't out here rocking it in an afro. I mean, how many people is out here rocking their hair in afro, like, on a normal basis? You know what I'm saying? Not that there's anything wrong with it, but that's just not my preference. So yeah, it's an interesting conversation to be had. Miss Gabby 85 says, did want to be an actor. Absolutely. My undergraduate degree is in theater. I wanted to act. Like, that was a huge passion of mine. I still feel like it is a passion of mine, but that's another thing that I have insecurity about because I've been out of it for so long that I just don't feel confident in that gift anymore. But yeah, I absolutely wanted to be an actress, and I wanted to be on Broadway, and made the decision to go to LA instead of New York, which if I could go back and do it again, I feel like I would have went to New York because the theater was like what I wanted to do, not necessarily like film and TV. Now I feel like now that's kind of shifted. Like, I'm more comfortable doing, like, you know, commercial work or television work because I've been doing more of that. And I'm like, oh, I don't know about the theater. It's been a really long time, but it used to be the opposite. But absolutely, yeah. Like, I still feel like I am an actress. I'm just like not a working actress. I am a trained actress. My degree is in it. Like, that is a part of me. It's just something that I'm not like doing and on a normal basis right now. What? Okay, this is the weirdest thing ever. 47 Love Moscato. Are you selective when it comes to having friends with light-skinned women of color? I feel like you're assuming that I don't like light-skinned people. Which is really weird because my husband is white. Like, if my colorism was that deep, I'm not really sure that I would be with a white man. But no, that's absolutely a wrong assumption. I have friends of all different colors, all shapes, all sizes, all shades. Like, I don't discriminate. Absolutely not. Like, I think black is beautiful in every single shade that is out there. So yeah, definitely a wrong assumption. CCD said that back in the day that you like to party, referencing me and Kels and Crenshaw. Y'all, that story is so funny. I stayed at the club. I was always out. I used to like work as a brand ambassador in the clubs, so like I would go like push products. I was pushing cigarettes at the time, not proud of that, but yeah, I would go into the clubs and like that would be my thing. Like I would always be out. I was single and I fully enjoyed my 20s, maybe a little bit too much, but I mean my 20s were great. Full of all of the extra. Queen V55 says you do not like confrontation and can be passive aggressive. I do not like confrontation. I cannot stand confrontation. I will a lot of times just keep my feelings to myself in order to avoid confrontation. And you know what? This is not the first time that I've been called passive aggressive. But I don't really know if I would consider myself passive aggressive. I feel like I need to look that up because what does that really mean to be passive aggressive? Ooh, okay. This is a good one. It gave me an example. It says, denying feelings of anger is a classic passive aggressive thing. Rather than being upfront and honest when questioning about your feelings, the passive aggressive person insists, I'm not mad. Okay, yeah, you're right. I can be passive aggressive. That's crazy because I literally, like, I remember having this conversation with somebody and I was like, I am not passive aggressive. What are you talking about? But looking that up just made me realize I can be passive aggressive. It's an interesting article. It's 10 things that passive aggressive people say. I wouldn't agree with all of those things. Like, I don't say all of those things, but I definitely do the I'm fine type of thing when I'm feeling some type of way, just because I just don't even want to talk about it. So that's interesting. Good observation. I don't know that that's good though. I might need to change that. Blind Fury says, I assume that you are the disciplinarian and Chad is the laid back parent. Girl, yes. Oh my goodness. Like, yes. I tell him all the time, I feel like the bad parent because I'm always the one that's, you know, like, no, you can't do that. No, and he's like, he's gotten a lot better though. So shout out to Babe, he's gotten much better. But yeah, I'm definitely the harder one. Chosen by Him says, my assumption about you is that you overload your to-do list. Girl, if I could show you my to-do list now, it is the entire page. And I overwhelm myself thinking that, oh, I can get all of this done today. And then I beat myself up when I only get like 3 or 4 things done. So yes, I am definitely an overloader of the to-do list because I kind of use it as a dump list. So I just write out everything that needs to get done and then, you know, check off what I can and then transfer what's left to the next day. Like, that's how I like to set up my to-do list. So it's full of things and I will try to conquer them all if I can instead of just picking like the important ones. But yeah, that's right. I feel like all of your assumptions about me are right. Like, I haven't come across too many of them that weren't right. Queen K Nick says, you seem really cool, but you complain a lot about unnecessary stuff. So I wish somebody would explain this to me because I have this is my platform. This is what I do. I am an influencer. So I talk about things that I like. I talk about things that I don't like. And I feel like I don't really talk about things that I don't like that much, but sometimes you may hear me rant here and there. So I'm always curious to like the people that say I complain a lot, because I feel like if I never said anything bad, you would be the same person that said you're always happy or you like everything. You know what I'm saying? So I would love a further explanation. If you feel like I complain a lot, like, why do you feel like that? I just happen to pick up the camera or pick up my phone and like vent about something that's bothering me, and it's like, is it not okay for me to do that? Like, why is that always seen as me complaining? Like, why can't I just share with you that I had a bad day, or share with you that something bothered me? So if you're watching and you have felt like I complain a lot, please let me know. Like, I always wonder when people say that, like, what am I complaining about? Like, what is it that I'm complaining about? Like, life is great. I feel like I'm incredibly blessed. And, you know, some things that I talk about may be first world problems. But I don't feel like I'm a complainer. Like, to me, a complainer, like, you always got something to say about something. And I don't see myself as that. But if you see me as that, let me know. Like, what is it that I be complaining about that's unnecessary? And am I just complaining, or am I just kind of sharing with you my thoughts on something? Because I feel like there's a difference. I don't know. Aisha13 says, you and April from April Athena are no longer friends. That's false. I love April. All of the YouTube friends that I have met and have like cultivated a relationship, we're still friends. Like, I haven't fallen out with anybody. I still talk to, you know, the people that I talked to, you know, back in the day. So if we like created a for real genuine friendship from YouTube, it's still there. Like, ain't no drama over here. AJ Reed says, I assume that you only like gospel music. I like all music. Like, all music. It's very rare that I hear music that I don't like. I would say that I'm not really into like heavy metal. That's not my thing. But I feel like I can listen to everything. Like, I can listen to mostly everything. I love all types of music, and I listen to it all. You never know what you'll hear when you get in my car. Four Ladies says, you do not work much is an assumption. And I think that I work pretty often. A lot of times I am doing something for the business, which is Gay Babe TV, like for social, if I gotta do something for a brand, or, you know, creating a caption, or taking a picture, or answering DMs, or you know, like answering emails. It probably looks like I'm not doing anything because I don't, a lot of that, like, I don't show. Like, if I'm, you know, doing something for a brand, a lot of times, like, we don't show it until it's time for you to see it. So it may seem like we just hanging out, but I'm not working like a 40-hour-a-week job, which I think is the beauty of my job. It's very flexible, and I can pick and choose when I am working and when I'm not working. So I may not be working like full-time hours every week, but it is still work being put in. ADIGM says that you prefer your nails painted. Yes. It's very rare that you will see me without any polish on my nails. Like, very rare that you see me without any polish on my toes either. Like, it's just my thing. I like my nails to be painted and pretty. So here's another one that says, you are a bossy wife. Hashtag love you. I love you back. No, I am not bossy. I'm definitely not bossy when it comes to Chad. Like, Chad is very, like, what's the word I'm looking for? Like, he's not one to be bossed around, if that makes sense. Like, I can't boss him around because he's not going to do anything that he doesn't want to do. Trust me. Like, he is not the one. He is very nice and he is very sweet, but he is very, like, strong in his will and what he's going to do and what he's not going to do. So, like, I can't boss him around because he would be like, I don't know who you think you're talking to, but yeah, no, we don't do that. I am not bossy when it comes to Chad. Veron Jeremiah says, you are a lot like me, very indecisive and also very picky. I am the most indecisive person that I have ever met. Like, I don't understand why it's so hard for me to make a decision on anything. Like, you ask me what I want for lunch, it will take me like 20 to 30 minutes to tell you. When I'm posting an Instagram picture, babe always talks about me because it legit takes me like 40 minutes because I'm trying to make sure the picture's right. I'm going over the caption, and then I'm going back and editing the picture again, and then I'm going over the caption again, and then I'm checking this and checking this hashtag, and he's like, you're not done yet? Like, he legit will just say, I'm about to post to Instagram, 2 minutes later, he's done. If I say that, it is like a whole process. But I am so indecisive. I am indecisive with everything. Like, when I buy things, I get really bad buyer's remorse because I'm like, oh, should I have bought that? Like, I don't know what it is. A door H1 says, I assume you don't have white/Asian friends. I'm black from EU and have tons from different country. So, you know, and then she followed it up with, just to add, I didn't say that to be mean, just assumptions, which is fine. This is what this is all about, assumptions, so we can like clear the air. I don't have a lot of white friends. I don't have a lot of Asian friends either, but it's not purposely, like, I don't know why that is, honestly. Like, first of all, my husband is white, but he don't have a whole lot of white friends either. So it's not like he got a bunch of white friends and I'm just not friends with him. He don't have very many of them. And I'm not around a ton of them. I do have a select few, like from my church or from like my small group. But I'm just not around a whole lot of them in my, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I work for myself, so I don't go into an office. I don't have a bunch of different coworkers like I have had. Like, when I was working, I have had like more, you know, white friends or something else, like even Asian. Like, I have a couple of Asian friends. A small percentage of my friends are white or Asian. So it is the right assumption, but it's not like it's not like I purposely did that. Everybody cool to me. We all cool. Lornific says, I assume that you don't do the house chores every day. And you are right. I hate cleaning up. Like, I cannot stand it. I have somebody that comes and deep cleans my house like every month, every other month or every 2 months, because I just don't like doing it. Cleaning is like not my thing. I can do it if I have to, but I don't like deep cleaning. I just can't stand it. Now, I am forever like picking up and straightening up and just making sure that the common areas look good. Like, I feel like I do that all the time. I'm always washing dishes. I'm always doing that stuff, but I am like just not a neat freak person like that. Like, I don't sweep every day. I don't mop every week. Like, I don't. That's just me. Cleaning is not like not my favorite thing to do. So you're right. My house can be quite junky at times. Curly Girl Stacy says, you are a procrastinator, and you are right. Absolutely so. It is the worst. I've been trying to break that habit. It's a really bad habit. But then part of me feels like I work really well under pressure. So it's kind of like I don't really like to procrastinate, but I feel like I do some of my best work when I am under pressure and do things at a procrastinated state. Is weird. I can't be the only one that feels that way. Cool Grand 25 says, why is your house always dirty and unkept? Girl, you gonna come over here and clean it for me? Like, geez, because I live in my house. Like, I live in my house and it is not always spotless. Like I said, I try to keep the common areas clean, but that doesn't always happen. Like, if your house is always kept up and spotless, kudos to you. But that is not my life. And I'm okay with sharing my messy, dirty, junky house. Like, there's another form of me not putting on for the camera. Like, this is me. Take it or leave it. You are welcome to come on over and clean it for me if you like. Melly Kelly says, you come off bougie. And I would love to know how I come off bougie. Like, what is that? What does bougie seem like? You know what I'm saying? Like, I am genuinely asking because, like, when I get comments like, you seem stuck up, or you seem full of yourself, or you seem bougie, like, what is it that you see in me that displays that? Because I don't want to display that. Like, that's not something that I want to come across as. I'm a very, like, genuinely nice person. I'm down to earth. Like, you know, I don't feel like I'm bougie at all. So I would love to know, what about me seems bougie? Brit Too Lovely says, drink wine but like to hide it in the vlog. Hope that makes sense. Okay, so here's the thing. Y'all know me, I love my wine. Like, I love it. Like, I am a part of a wine club where I get 2 bottles a month. Like, I love wine. But I started to just kind of not like focus on it. Like, sometimes you may see it on the counter, or I may have a glass in my hand, but like, because we do what we do and we are like social media influencers, I just try to keep the channel as positive and as family friendly as possible. I do drink wine, and you may see it or you may not see it. Like, but I'm an adult, I'm a grown woman, and it's definitely not something that we like focus on. I should have started from the bottom. These are like some juicy ones. Oh my goodness. Y'all and these assumptions are so funny. Sweet Sadie J said that you're not really happy. I am very happy, actually. Very, very happy in my life. There are some areas where I would like to be happier. So I would say I've been kind of going on this journey of trying to figure out like what is my true purpose, like what is it that God put me on the earth to do. And I feel like I'm doing part of it, but a lot of me feels like there's something else, and I just don't know what that else is. Does that even make sense? I just don't know what else there is yet, and I'm seeking that. So a lot of times I do get down about that or discouraged because I feel like, man, at this point I should know what my passion is. I should know what it is that I should be doing, and I don't. Like, I'm very grateful for what I do now, and I'm very grateful for the community that I've been able to build through YouTube, and I think that it's amazing, and I wholeheartedly believe that part of my purpose is to be here to uplift and inspire and to showcase the positivity that you don't see. But I just feel like there's something else, and I don't know what that is yet. So that can cause me to be sometimes a little unhappy because I'm just frustrated that I don't know, if that makes sense. But as far as that, like, I'm happy. I'm very happy with life, like with my marriage and my children, and just like what we've been able to build. I'm so happy with that. I'm definitely not answering that. Some of y'all getting a little personal. I ain't answering that now. Kendra says that you're procrastinating on this book that I desperately want you to publish. I want to get this book done too. Babe and I have been talking about writing a book for years, and we just haven't had the time to like sit down and really like plan it out. So you are not alone. I definitely want to get it out too, and one day we will. AHOU007 says your relationship with Jamie and Nikki seems a bit forced. Does it? I mean, I don't know. Like, that's new to me that it seems forced. But you also have to realize that we've only seen each other twice. So I mean, like, the times that we have seen each other and hung out with each other, we've had a great time. Like, we've had fun. Like, we've Skyped with them before. Like, we talk on DMs and texts and everything. So it's kind of like, I don't know what else you're looking to see when we're together. I don't know. It's interesting. Bray's Anatomy says, this is kind of random, but I always imagined you being tall. And that is probably like one of the most assumptions that I hear. Like, when I meet people, they're like, you're so short. I thought you were tall. I'm trying to figure out how tall I look on the camera because, y'all, I am 5'3¼ Like, there is no height over here. Aaliyah Valencia says, assuming you have endless amounts of brothers and sisters, clarity, how many of each? That's hilarious. I definitely don't have endless amounts. I have one brother, and I have to count them. Hold on. 6 sisters. 6 sisters, 1 brother. And I am the oldest of everybody. Molly, with a whole bunch of numbers after it, she said, no shade, but I assume that you have a teensy bit of an attitude. I'm on my fake IG, but a long time subby. Hey girl. I think it's hilarious that you have a fake IG profile. I do have a bit of an attitude problem. You're right, I do. And mostly people that know me, they're the only ones that really like come in contact with that part of me. So like, I'm not walking around here with an attitude with strangers or like people that I don't know. But if something bothers me or if I'm in a mood, I may have a slight attitude with the people that are closest to me. I feel like this is the longest video ever, and my lighting is changing. Hopefully it doesn't look all crazy. I'm just going to do like a couple more and then I'm done because I can't answer all of these. But these are so good. I love having this dialogue. Like, I love it. Gloria says, do you switch your ring from left to the right hand? No, I don't ever switch my ring. Like, it never ever leaves my left hand. But depending on how you see me, like sometimes when you Instagram it flips it, like, so it looks like my hand, my ring may be on my right hand when it's really on my left. But you know, my ring, I love my ring, honey. It stays right here, right here. Queen Nyla says, the Gabe Fix is really your passion project and you want it to be big like your vlog channel. I would love for this channel to be big like my vlog channel, because this is kind of like what I started on YouTube doing. Like, YouTube was my outlet. It was my place to just be me and talk about hair and fashion and fitness and everything under the sun. And then Babe came along and it just turned into vlogging. And honestly, like, that's apparently what people like most from me anyway, because that's where all the growth came from. But I would love for this channel to be as big as that channel, but I also would have to put in the work because I'm not as consistent on this channel at all. Like, I'm very hit or miss about my posting over here. So I know that if I were more consistent, then it could probably grow. But I put most of my focus into the vlog channel because it is the main channel. But yeah, the Gabe Fix is like my place. That's why I was so elated when I finally hit 100,000 subscribers over here, because this is like my baby. Like, this is what I came to YouTube to start doing. Like, I didn't even know what vlogging was. So yeah, you're right. You're right. This is Tam says, I assume you get your nails done every week. Girl, no, I get my nails done once a month, okay? And I am really contemplating going back to doing my nails on my own, because I'm trying to find little ways to like save money. And I just keep thinking like, oh, I did take it down. Like, I used to go twice a month, but that I haven't done that in like over a year. I've just been going like once a month, unless I break a nail or I have like an event coming up and I have to get them done over again. But the protein dip powder, so like, these are my nails aside from these two because I just broke these, but like, these are my nails and all I get is the protein dip powder and I love it. Like, it is the best thing ever. Better than gel, better than acrylic. Like, it is amazing. And it will last me all month. Like, I literally can only have to go like once a month. And it's the best thing ever. Cami Williams said, you learned how to do your hair on your own. I did. Nana, my grandmother, is a beautician. And there are some things that she taught me. I used to do my hair on my own when I was in college. Like, I used to perm my hair. Like, she sent me instructions. I feel like I still have those instructions somewhere. Like, she wrote out the instructions on how to perm my hair. So I had to learn how to wash it and condition it and take care of it. And that just kind of translated into me learning how to do all the things that I wanted to do with my hair. When I went natural, I watched YouTube videos and I learned, you know, how to deep condition and how to do a twist out or how to do a braid out, how to do a roller set. Like, YouTube literally taught me a lot about doing my hair. I still go to it now. When I did these, I went and was like, okay, how do I do the individuals in the front? Like, how do I crochet? I taught myself how to crochet. I've done a sew-in on my head before. I've made wigs. Like, I've done everything. I do not like doing other people's hair. I will do my mother's because she's my mother. Kelly wants me to twist out her hair. I will do that for her because she is my bestie. But I don't like doing other people's hair. So people are always like, oh, did you do that to your hair? Can you do mine? And I'm like, no. I don't have the patience for that. I barely have the patience to do my own. But yes, I am self-taught. Like, everything that I do to my hair, because I feel like a lot of times when I pay to get my hair done, I don't like it. Or it's not what I want it to be. So then I end up having to come home and fix it. So I'm just like, let me just do it myself, because ain't nobody got time for that. Mrs. L. Hubbard said you were extra in a sitcom, and I was an extra in Girlfriends. I don't remember the name of the episode. I was like dancing in a club, like we were in a bar, and I was like dancing in the background. That's so funny. People are always tweeting me like, did I just see you in Girlfriends? Yes, that was the one time I was an extra, and it's so funny that it just happened to be on Girlfriends. But yeah, I wasn't about that extra life because I was too busy working, trying to survive in LA. I ain't got all day to sit at the set. Like, I got to be at work getting paid. Tiffany 1029 says, you are a people pleaser. You like to make everyone happy. And I am the biggest people pleaser that you will meet. I have gotten so much better at it. Therapy has helped me a lot with that, and, you know, just learning how to make decisions for myself and what I want to do versus what I think someone wants me to do. But Yeah, I am a bit of a people pleaser. I'm working on that. Like, it's tough when you've been that way like your whole life. It's really hard to break that and shift and be something different. Queen Cardi, you have it all figured out mostly. That couldn't be further from the truth. I do not have it all figured out. I just be winging it. Like, I just be living and winging it and, you know, going with what I know. And if I don't know, I'm trying to find the answer. But yeah, I legit don't have it all figured out. And Flannel Dream says, you don't read your DMs. Can you please tell me about the camo jacket? I am so sorry. I am really bad at answering my DMs, and some days I'll like just take some time and go through them, and then other days I may go weeks before I even answer them. But my camo jacket, I have two, so I don't know which one you're asking about. The regular camo jacket that's, you know, like green based and, you know, brown and stuff, that's from Old Navy. And then I have a light camo jacket that is like a light tan camo, that's from Forever 21. So I answered your question, girl, but they are old, so I don't know that they still have them. But H&M or no, not H&M, Forever 21 and Old Navy. Robin O. Jones says that you do not have a great relationship with your husband's family. I think we have a fantastic relationship, honestly. Like, we get along very well. I love my in-laws. It's only my mother-in-law now, but I loved them both. They loved me. We have never had any problems, which is one thing like I'm so grateful for, especially with us being in an interracial relationship. Like, we didn't have any issues. I get along great with his brothers and their wives. Like, we all have, you know, such a good time. Like, there's no animosity there. My family gets along with his family. Like, it's all good. Like, there's no issues at all. People, I think, assume that because they don't see his family a lot, but you guys don't see his family because they live in Alabama, so they're not around as much as like my mom or Nana or whoever, you know, whoever else is here. But yeah, we get along great. We've like legit have never had any family issues at all, which is such a blessing. Zay Phoenix says you love and cherish being a Christian wife and mom, and you are so right. Like, obviously, yes, I am a Christian, and like that's who I am. Like, that is part of my identity and has been for almost the majority of my whole life. And being a wife and a mother is like all that I ever dreamed of being. Like, it legit was always at the top of my list. I can't wait to get married. I can't wait to have kids. Like, man, it's like a dream come true because I have these two kids that, you know, God has blessed me with, and like for my whole life, that's all I ever wanted was to be a wife and a mother. Like, man. So you're right. Like, it's such a great feeling. Denisha, the model, says that you know how to manage money, and that is a very, very good assumption. I do. I pretty much am like the one that manages the money for the household, and I have an MBA with an accounting specialty. So like numbers and finance, like that's my thing. I love it. I love creating budgets and all of that stuff. Now, am I the best at sticking to the budget? I'm working on that, but I can create the heck out of a budget. If you need somebody to help you make your budget, I am the one. Like, I can assess all of that, what's coming in, what's going out. Like, managing money is like, it's like my little nerdy pleasure. Like, I love it. Every time it's time to like sit down and do the budget, like I literally will just take all day doing that because I enjoy it. Numbers are my thing. So yeah, you're right. I'm very good at managing the money. Trey A. Ute says that you're a soprano, and honestly I am like an alto these days. I used to be a soprano all my life. I sang soprano until maybe 2 years ago. I started singing alto, and I am in love. I was just having this conversation about how I don't think I will ever sing soprano again. I can, like if somebody needs me to, I will, but I have fallen in love with singing alto. Like, I just feel really comfortable there, and I don't know if it's because I just feel like my voice has gone through some things over the years, and it's not really what it used to be. But the alto part, like, that's me all day long. I love it. Killa Callie says that you care entirely too much what other people think of you. that is the people-pleasing side of me that sucks. Like, if I could just wake up tomorrow and care less about what somebody has to say about me, I wish that I could just wake up and feel like that. And it's just not how I'm wired. I have just, for whatever reason, have always been concerned with being likable and, you know, making sure that people liked me. And, you know, like, and it was really hard starting YouTube when I realized that there were really people out there that didn't like me. That was kind of like the hardest thing for me, is to realize that everybody is not going to like you, and there's nothing you can do to make everybody like you. Like, there's literally nothing I can do. I have just literally explained everything and kind of like put all of the rumors to rest, and I went through all of these assumptions, and somebody's gonna watch this video and still be like, she's still stuck up, I don't like her. Still. And I just have to accept it because it's like I will literally rack my brain trying to make myself so likable, and it's just like, you know what, somebody gonna have a problem with it. Somebody gonna be mad because I didn't answer their question. Somebody gonna be upset because they think I'm lying. Like, so you're right though, I care entirely too much. I wish that there was a button where I could just push it and turn it off, or like a switch where I could just turn it off. Because it is the worst. Precious says, you're not good in small talk. You're kind, but won't let anyone walk over you. And you are right. I'm definitely not, I'm not a pushover. You're not going to be able to walk over me. And I hate small talk. Like, I literally will sit right next to you and I may say hi, but that's it. Like, I'm not going to talk to you about the weather. I don't want to talk to you. Like, if you start a conversation with me, I will have the conversation with you. But, and that's just part of me, I think, being an introvert, because I don't, like, I'm not a social person like that. Like, I don't run up to strangers and just have these conversations. Like, you legitimately have to, like, start the conversation with me. You have to initiate it, because I just don't like small talk, and I think I don't like it because I'm not very good at it. I just feel really awkward. Like, I feel like I'm socially awkward in, you know, rooms where I don't know a lot of people, because I don't really know how to start the conversation and keep it going. Now, if you start the conversation with me, then we can talk, you know, all day long. We can go back and forth. But for me to, like, actually start it and, you know, like, be the one to initiate it, that is definitely not me. I am so socially awkward when it comes to that. Very last question, and I'm going to let you guys go. If you have made it to the end, thank you so much. This person, Miss K Grace, says, do you ever regret you starting YouTube, or does the good outweigh the hate? It's not really an assumption, it's a question, but I don't regret starting YouTube. The small moments that I have, like, felt like, oh, why did I even do this? Why did I even open myself up for this? They are far outweighed by the good times, and the messages and the comments and the peeps that I meet that are crying, and, you know, people telling me that they were, you know, suicidal or down on themselves and they came across our video, or we just made somebody smile because their loved one passed away. Like, those things are priceless, and they are worth every mean, nasty, negative, hateful thing that has been said about me. Like, anytime I ever even think of regretting YouTube, I think about how it's been such a blessing to my family, and it's allowed us to have freedom, and we get to spend time together, we get to travel together, we get to, you know, live our lives as ourselves, and we've been able to turn that into a very viable business. So yeah, like, even in the moments that I do regret YouTube, it's usually like if I see a hate comment or I let that get the best of me, but then I have to check myself, like, but you're helping so many people and you're inspiring so many people, and just, you know, just living your life as, you know, an example of what a Christian family looks like, is helping so many people that it's just like, this is what I was meant to do, you know, like, at least for this time, this is what I was meant to do. So yeah, I try not to regret it because it's been such a huge blessing in my life. And with that being said, I am not answering any more questions or going over any more assumptions, because I feel like this video is an hour long. I'm gonna have to cut this mug down. So if you made it this far, thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate it, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.